welcome back to another video. So this is a really exciting video today because it is a dupe video, or as I like to call them, alternatives. So the products that I'm going to show you today, some of them may be similar. They may not be exact in either their shade, but I like to refer to them as alternatives. And the reason for that is sometimes I don't get the exact shade match that I want, but I think it's really important to look at the formula, because when we're looking at dupes, we're either looking at like the similar ingredients, the longevity, and also the shade plays a part in it. So this is not going to be a full face, but there is quite a few products that I used on my face today. So I'm not going to give it away right now, but one is high-end and one is drugstore. So I'm not sure if you can tell. But as soon as I show you starting to apply the products, then you'll figure it out which side is which. But I always think it's fun to find products that are very similar. And if I can help you guys save some money by buying them at the drugstore, then that makes me so, so happy. And I will say first, before we even get started in this, because I know I'll probably get comments down in my comment box, but where I can, I have tried to pair the shades that are pretty even. There is a few products here where the shades aren't going to be exact, but the formulas are identical. I just want to put that out there before we get going. So let's start first with the face. So I don't know if you can see, both sides, as far as I am concerned, look identical. They both look radiant. They both are giving me really nice coverage. So the first product that I'm going to show you is the Nars. This is the Light Reflecting Foundation. I have this one in the shade 4 Light. So this does come as a pump type of product. I think I did like a whole first impression on this. If I did, I can't remember. I do so many first impression videos. I'll put it over here. I'm pretty sure this was one of them I did. This gives a lovely finish to the skin. So I'm gonna, full disclosure, I'll show you which side I'm wearing this on. This side here. So all of the products on this side are going to be the higher end, and the products over here are going to be drugstore. So this is the product I'm wearing on this side of my face. So it does come as a little bit of not a runny texture, but it's not like too thick either. So I applied it onto my face. I used a BK Beauty brush, foundation brush. So you can see it gives some nice luminosity. I'm going to say it's more of a medium coverage. I think it gives a really pretty natural look, a very radiant look. This was one of the products that won an Allure Beauty Award. It does have skincare ingredients in it. It's supposed to improve your skin over time as the more you use it. Here is the exciting part. This is, I'm going to say, the dupe or alternative to the Nars, and that is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. So that's what I have on this side here. And then I went in with a different BK Beauty brush and applied it on the other side of my face. You can see both sides how beautiful they both look. I'm shocked actually how similar they really are for a fraction of the price. The Nars, if I'm not mistaken, I thought it was like $68 Canadian. I can probably get this on sale. I'm gonna say like $20. Quite a substantial price difference. I have this one in the shade 118. So they're a pretty decent shade match. This one is a little bit different where it's a dropper style. Not my favorite type of foundation or how to apply foundation. Now this one being more of a skin tint, it is, I'm gonna say like a tad runnier, but not that much. And then when I rub this one in, the consistency feels exactly the same. So here on my hand, so here's the Nars, and then here's the Maybelline. So you can see how they both have a beautiful radiance and luminosity. They both blend in really well. They're covering up all my veins on my hand. You can see that they're all covered up. So I am shocked. Like, what a discovery. This was incredible. When I started wearing the Maybelline, I'm like, wow, this really does feel like the Nars. So similar to the Nars, it is a medium coverage. It has vitamin C, like a vitamin C derivative in there. So it's one of those products that's going to give you that skincare added benefit. I think it looks really natural, really fresh looking. I'm going to say both of them, like, they don't really have a scent to them. They both feel really like weightless on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all. These ones in particular, they don't do a lot of creasing, like settling into my fine lines. And they both give me just like, I think they just give me like a really healthy looking appearance. All right, so my next amazing alternative is a concealer. So the one side, on my high-end side, I have the Tower 28. This is their serum concealer. Really great coverage. It gives me more of like a medium coverage. It looks really hydrated under the skin. Very lightweight. It doesn't settle into any of my fine lines. I don't have like a lot of creasing with this one. Blends in really nicely. This one retails for about $30 Canadian. I have this one in the shade. This is 5. Usually what I first do with concealer is I blend it in with my finger, and then I'll usually go in with a brush after, which is what I did today. So I blended in with my finger, and then I went in with the Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. Now this is one of the ones where I'm going to say the shade is just a little bit different than the drugstore version. I also like that it has hyaluronic acid in it, which is giving me that nice luminosity. It's fragrance free. So if you have a sensitivity to perfumes and that sort of thing, just so you know, it is fragrance free. Now my drugstore dupe for it is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. Now on sale, I can generally get this around $12 to $15. Now I do have this in light to medium. I guess that's one of the differences between the Tower 28 and this one, is it doesn't have like a shade range really. Hence why there's going to be a little bit of a shade difference for you. Okay, so there's the Physicians Formula one, and that's the Tower 28. But you can see how they both are looking really luminous, very hydrating. So hopefully you can see that neither one of them are doing any creasing right now, and I've had them both on actually for quite a bit of time here before I started filming. Like, it doesn't cling to, like, neither one of them cling to any like dry patches. Really super impressed with both of them, but what a great find for the drugstore version and then the higher end version. Now I have a few blush dupes. I'm going to first show you the one that I am wearing today. And then, I don't know, for some reason I find I have a lot of blush and a lot of lip ones. Like, I can do a lot of lip creations of dupes and stuff, but that's just how it worked out. So we'll first start off with the blush, the high-end blush that I'm wearing today is, it probably won't be a surprise to anybody, but it's the Rare Beauty. This is the Soft Pinch Luminous Powder Blush. Now this one I have in the shade Cheer. Now it is a beautiful blush. Like, the formula is fantastic. Gorgeous, gorgeous product. I went in with my Rougher 37 brush. And the one thing about this blush is you don't need a lot of it. It's very, very pigmented. Now what this one does is it gives you a little bit of a shimmer to the blush. And I know that's probably not everybody's favorite. It is not a matte formula at all. So if you prefer more of a matte blush, then you probably wouldn't like this one. It's extremely long wearing. It gives a nice radiance to the skin. It's very buildable and just feels really silky. Like, it's just a really, really silky formula. It does retail for $36 Canadian. And it's one of those blushes that went viral. But here is my alternative for you. So this is so well worn that if you didn't know it was Milani, like there's no name left on this anymore. I use this one a lot. So this is the Milani, it's the Baked Powder Blush. I have this one in the shade 5 Luminoso. So that's what I have over on this side. Now what you can see, hopefully, is on the Rare Beauty side, you can kind of see how it does give me that little bit of shimmer. I don't usually, like, if I wear this blush, I don't usually wear a highlighter with it. But even on this side here, which is the Milani side, you can see it also is giving me a beautiful luminosity. And a lot of times I don't wear a highlighter on this when I wear this blush either. Now this one I'll show you is a little bit, the shade isn't exact. Okay, so this top one, there's the Rare Beauty. That's the Luminoso. But for this one, what I want to show you is the formulation. So with the Milani, the formula feels silky, like the Rare Beauty. It blends in like a dream. It's never chalky. It's very long lasting. It lasts as long as the Rare Beauty. It's very pigmented. I went in with my Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A507 brush when I applied it. But just beautiful. You can see, so both sides look really, really pretty. So another blush I want to show you is the Fenty Beauty Cream blush. I have this one in the shade Petal Poppin. So really great formula. Blends in really nicely. This does retail for about $35. This is a cream formula, quite pretty. Like quite a shade range for this one in particular. I find it's very light, not greasy. You can build it up. It does cut like as it more of like a, you can blend it out to more of like a sheer type of blush, which I like that part of it. It melts into the skin. You can see it looks nice, blends well, holds up really well to if you're sweating out there, maybe exercising, or it's a really hot day. Now, my alternative to it is the Milani. So this is the Cheek Kiss in Coral Crush. I've had it on my channel, tons and tons and tons. Similar, very similar texture. The shade is pretty identical. Now I did rub this one in. So this one is the Milani one here. You can see it's a little bit more of like a pink shade, a bolder pink shade, but they do have other shades as well. But even when you blend it in like this, you see how they're very, very similar. The Fenty Beauty's down here is a little bit more sheer coverage, a little bit more pink with that shade. But look at how well they both blend in. And also for a fraction of the price. Like I can get the Milani one on sale. I'm going to say anywhere between $10, $15 Canadian. So what a great find. Now before I show you the next blush, I'll throw a different product in here so I'm not just doing all blushes. So the next product I want to show you is a lip oil. So the one that I have, I put it on before I applied my makeup. It's the Clarins Lip Comfort Oil. I have this one in the shade Honey. So this is quite lovely. You can see how much I use it. It's already like halfway. The applicator is quite nice. The formula is not sticky. Doesn't feel like overly greasy. It stays on actually relatively well for a good amount of time. Now this one does retail for about $40. It gives like a lighter coverage. It's hydrating. It did win an Allure Best of Beauty Award. So I'm not sure how well a lip oil is going to show up on camera, but we'll give it a try. So you can see how nice and glossy it looks. My alternative, because it's not, the shade isn't going to be exact for this one, but it's the e.l.f. Glow Revival Lip Oil. And this one has apricot oil in it, which gives it that, it's going to like be really hydrating. I have this one in the shade Coral Fixation. So I can usually get this one in Canadian dollars. I'm going to say anywhere between $7 to $10 Canadian, depending on, you know, where I'm buying it or if it's on sale. It has a very similar doe foot applicator. It's quite large. So there's the e.l.f. one over here. And like, seriously, can you even see the difference? Look at how glossy they look, how hydrating they look. The longevity, like they both, I'm going to say both last about the same amount of time on my lips. So what a, I mean, that is a huge difference in price from $40 to $10. So, oh my goodness, you guys. And they both have, like both brands have a shade range for them. And one more drugstore one that I'll throw in as a little bit of an honorable mention, because it's not, I'm going to say exactly the same formulation as the e.l.f. one. This one I find a little bit stickier, and it's the NYX Fat Lip Oil, the drip oil. The doe foot applicator is very, very similar to the other ones, but like I said, it's a little bit of a thicker formula, and it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit more expensive than the e.l.f. one. But if you have this one, I would stay with the NYX one. I don't think you need to run out and get the e.l.f. one as well. All right, so we'll dive back into another blush. Now I'm not wearing this one today, but I think I found a great dupe for you guys for this one. So we're gonna go in with the Rare Beauty. This is the Soft Pinch Matte Liquid Blush. I have this one in the shade Bliss. So this is a matte one. She also has a bunch of dewy versions as well if you like more of a dewy formula. This one is very pigmented, and I know there is quite a few people out there that don't like that because you don't need a lot of this. All you need basically is a dot, and if you put too much in, it's really hard to blend out. And even sometimes when I try to pick it up with my sponge, it's on there. It's stuck on there. So there's the shade there. So they are super long wearing, medium coverage, a lovely radiant finish. It feels weightless on the skin. Now the alternative that I have for you guys and this one went viral. It is the e.l.f. This is the Camo Liquid Blush. So very, very similar to Rare Beauty, where it is extremely pigmented, but very long lasting. It has a, I'm going to say like a similar doe foot applicator. Now the shade is just ever so slightly a little bit different. This is the shade Peach Perfect. Okay, so there's the e.l.f. one, and then there's the Rare Beauty. But you can see how they both have a bit of luminosity to them, a little radiance. They both blend in really well. The e.l.f. I find is a little bit more forgiving if you do make a mistake and put too many like dots on, because that's the best way to do it. Is you just I start off with one dot. I just put one dot on and then I blend that out, and then that way if you do find it's too much for you, you haven't applied too much. But the best part is the e.l.f. I think I can get it for like $9 Canadian. So what a huge difference. And it does have like a bunch of different shades. So, I mean, this is probably the closest that I could get for the Rare Beauty one. I have a few other Rare Beauty shades, and then I also bought a few of the e.l.f. shades, but these two were the closest that I could get as a match. So great find for e.l.f. All right, next we're going to move into a lip liner. So the one I have is the MAC. This is the shade Oak, and it is a lip liner that you have to sharpen. So it's not a retractable one. I find it is like quite soft to apply. It's more of on the brownie nude side, like a brownie beige. Like I said, quite soft. So I have applied it to that one side of my lip. And this does retail for about $32 Canadian. Now this alternative, I am super excited to show you guys because this is such a close shade match and the formula is spot on, but the cost is, this is super cheap. So the one we're going to go in with for my alternative is the NYX lip pencil. This is Nude Truffle. Again, it's a pencil that you do have to sharpen, but you guys, I was just blown away by the shade match for this one. Okay, so this one over here, this one right here, that's the NYX, that's the MAC. Look at how close that is. But here's the best part. Guess how much this NYX one is? This is about $7 Canadian. You guys, like the formula is the same, like it's very soft, even like for that affordable option. Very soft to put on the lips, blends in really easily. So I think this is one of my favorite dupes so far. All right, so to go in with the lipstick that I'm wearing today, this is the Rare Beauty. So on this side is the Rare Beauty. This is her Kind Words matte lipstick, and I have this in the shade Creative. Now, her packaging is beautiful. So all you do for this one is you pop it open. That's where the bullet comes out. So I'm going to say this is a shade more darker peach. So there it is right there. These do come as more of like a matte formula, but very comfortable, like hydrating on the lip, but not drying. It feels very buttery when it goes on. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Rare Beauty is retails for $27 Canadian. So my dupe is the Milani Color Fetish Matte Lipstick. I have this one in the shade Pleasure. The formula is identical. Even though it says it's matte, it's very comfortable on the lip. Super long wearing. Like, look at that. You can't even see which side is the high end and which is the Drugstore. Very comfortable. The longevity is amazing. Okay, so there's the Milani one, and there's the Rare Beauty. Like, look at how similar those are. It's remarkable. The Milani one is about $14 Canadian, but I can usually get it on sale for less than that, like say $9 or $10. And what's giving it that hydration, it does have hyaluronic acid in it. So I think that's a great lip combination between the lip liner and then the lipsticks. Now, if you are somebody that prefers a liquid lipstick, then I think I have a good dupe for you. Now, the shades are not going to be the exact same shade, but the formulas are very, very, very similar. So the high-end version is the Anastasia. This is the matte liquid lipstick. And I have this in the shade Pure Hollywood. Let me just get off those other lip products on my hand. So even though this is a matte version, it is very hydrating. It doesn't feel like really dry on the lips. It lasts like for an extremely, extremely long time during the day. It doesn't budge. Very, very pigmented. And I like how the end of the applicator almost acts like you could use it as a lip liner. Like you wouldn't have to use a lip liner. You could just use this pointy end to define your lip. So that's the shade there. You can see how hydrating it looks. So it's not that full matte version. And this was just like a new discovery for me because I just started using this one liquid lipstick, and it's the Milani one. I just had it in my Milani video. This is the Stay Put liquid lip. I have this one in the shade Glow Up, and I forgot to say the Anastasia retails for about $27, whereas this one, I think the regular price is sometimes like $15, but I usually get it cheaper for that, like $10 maybe. It has a similar applicator where it has like a pointy end, so you don't need a lip liner with it. But I've just been loving the shade for spring. It's so gorgeous. So that's the shade right there. And yes, it is, the shades are not the same. So it's not about that. It's about the formula. So you can see how hydrating, the Anastasia one is still hydrating. You can see it giving off a little bit of luminosity. There's the Milani one. You can see it's giving off some hydration and luminosity as well. But both formulas, so identical, long wearing, don't rub off very easily. Comes in quite a shade range. If you don't like that hot pink, as I would say, there is quite a shade range for them. Now, I always like to have some sort of like a gloss on my lip. So I think I found a pretty good, this one won't be, I'm going to say not a dupe, but it's a pretty darn close alternative to the Fenty. So this is the Fenty Beauty, the Gloss Bomb Lip Luminizer. This is the shade Fenty Glow. This does have a little bit of a shimmer to it. It retails for about $28 Canadian. This one's quite a pretty shade. You know, like glow. It's so gorgeous. These ones are very hydrating. I know that they're like one of those OG favorites of people. Like everybody loves these gloss bombs. And last, I'm going to say a relatively good amount of time. Now, the alternative that I have for you, the formula is very similar, but it's the shade that I don't have the exact shade as the Fenty, but it's pretty darn close. So it's the Lifter Gloss. Now I'll show you, I have like a little bit of an obsession with I have like a whole bunch. I love the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. They are fantastic. Now the shade that I have, this is 07 Amber. Has a very similar doe foot applicator. So there's the Maybelline and there's the Fenty. The Fenty has a little bit more of a sparkle to it, has a little bit of a shimmer. So that makes it look a little bit more, I'm going to say glossy, but look at how similar they are. Like that is pretty darn close. They compare really well with longevity, similar ingredients, like that is so close, you guys. And then I'm going to show you a bit of an alternative shade for the Lifter Gloss. I have this in the shade Peach Ring. Now it's a little bit more of a peachy shade, but I just wanted to show it to you in case you wanted more of a lighter shade. So it's that one right on the top there. But I think this one looks so pretty. I didn't put it on today, obviously, but it looks so pretty with this lip combination that I have. So I wanted to show you that one as well. So it's not exactly the same, but very, very similar to the Amber one of the Maybelline. So this was super fun, trying to find some alternatives to some higher end products that will hopefully save you guys some money. Let me know down in the comments whether you've tried any of these products. And let me know if you have some, I'll say, alternatives to the higher end products. I always like to hear from you guys. Everything will be linked and listed down below in my description box, as well as some of the other products that I was wearing today that I didn't show you on camera. If you're not already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell that's right beside the subscribe button, and that way you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That also helps my channel a lot. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!